Hey everybody, King Gladiator here, and welcome to my deck profile and Climb Through Gold with Red Dragon Archfiend. To begin with, my deck profile is 3 Crimson Resonator, 1 Red Resonator, 2 Synchron, 1 Chain, 1 Creation, 3 Wandering King, 3 Witch, 3 Ascator, with the Fire Ant coming along with it. 2 Gamma. I think this card is really important currently for the Master Duel landscape. Highly suggested if your deck can fit it in. 3 Maxi. I have to play it. Hate to say it. 3 Ash Blossom. I'm playing 1 Nibiru right now. That might change after getting out of Gold, because hopefully Platinum and Diamond will be a little less Wild Westy. 3 Resonator Call, 2 Lightning Storm, because screw back row and screw flu. Pot of Prosperity, just a good generic searcher and extender card. 2 Called By, 1 Cross Out, and 3 Infinite Imperm. For my extra deck, I'm playing 1 Samsara Dragon Rebirth, good level 5 Synchro Monster that just allows you to recur a resource. Usually have to crash into something, so just have to be careful. 1 Coral Dragon, useful level 6, can just pop a card on the field and can extend into a Barone if you have a couple level 4s. 3 Red Rising, your key level 6 Synchro Monster, allows you to build into multiple different dragons. 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, really good, has Red Dragon Archfiend name on it, great generic level 8, able to non-targeting pop special effect monsters and burn, can be useful to help close out a game. 2 Chaos Ruler, usually end up summoning 2 in a game. It's, you resolve 1, you're probably going to be in a good position with this deck. You get 2 on the field, it's going to be a grind game, but, you gotta have it. 2 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, playing 2 because sometimes it's just easier to get rid of one of them with Prosperity, but sometimes you need 2 for a longer game. 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, usually need just the 1, really good recur, really great way to bring out an extra tuner from the deck and recur 1 from your graveyard, and an easy level 10 extender. Barone, just a really great level 10 as everybody knows. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, really great finisher card as long as you have the ability to extend to 1 more boss monster. This boss monster being it. Red Supernova Dragon, the main boss of the deck. The whole idea with Red Dragon Archfiend now is to try to get this big boy out. What it does is it gains 500 attack for every tuner in the graveyard, so generically it starts at 5,500. And then can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which is not as relevant as it used to be, considering you have Despia flying around everywhere. But it can be useful sometimes. I mean, people can't get rid of it with like Rigeki or Lightning Storm. Can be helpful. But the more important effect is when your opponent activates a monster effect or declares an attack, you can banish this card and banish everything they control. And then this card resummons during your end phase. You have to remember that part. It's not every end phase, it's your end phase. So yeah, let's get into some duels, guys. That way I can show you kind of the combos and my grind through gold. Here we go. Also, for anybody who is curious, there's my duel ID, and I also have an Instagram page. If you could give me a follow, I'd really appreciate it. So here we go. We got a duel against Choco Mint. Just have to kind of remember how this duel went. You're gonna have to forgive me, guys. It's my first time ever recording, and I'm also recording in the rain, so if you get a little background noise, I'm sorry. So, going second with this deck is not as fun, but that's right, we're playing Magistus in this matchup. So Magistus is a very interesting archetype because it bases around someone equip monsters by, equipping themselves onto their own extra deck plays. So there we have Brillion. You can detach the special summon Magistus. You can imperm that in order to prevent them from getting advantage on the field. There we go. Yeah, Magistus isn't a particularly powerful deck, guys. So now we're going to bring out Synchron, Wandering King, there we go. Bring out Samsara. Going to bring out Synchron again. He's going to max C. Just going to go ahead and let that go through, honestly. I mean, I'm only going to summon one more time anyway. Bring out Coral Dragon. Going to go ahead and use Coral Dragon's effect, get rid of Gamma, pop that. Set my call by. Go in for some damage. Now with Coral Dragon, another really great advantage to this card is when you synchro summon it, it also allows you to draw a card when it goes to the graveyard. So it's kind of easy recursion. So of course, here comes the Harpy. It's just going to go ahead and get rid of the Rillion, because kind of an easy little 4 for them to get into. So just prevent them from using its effect if they summon it this turn. Don't ever lose your advantage, by the way, guys. You know, if you're going to lose your back row, you might as well use it if there's going to be a decent effect on the field. So Zora, the Majestus of Flame, allows you just to summon a or equip a monster from their extra deck. Then you got Artemis. This card is more renowned in your Alistair matchup, so it allows you to add a Majestus monster if it's equipped. You know, not usually a big thing. Rillion, the regular monster. Okay, I'm gonna bring out Celine. Got 3 tokens, or 3 counters. Bring back a monster from the graveyard. There's Zola. Gonna go ahead and throw again, or link again. Access Code Talker. Now, what I kind of have to wonder here is, I feel like he could have made a better play by making the Synchro monster. But, hey, who am I to say? Alright, got Coral Dragon. I was gonna bring out Dogmatica Fleur de Lis. Thank God I drew in Perm, huh? Because I'd be dead here if I wasn't. Good reason to include Coral Dragon Synchro deck, guys. Sometimes it can bail you out. Now, something very important to remember and why I personally play 3 of Wandering King. You can banish this card to add a Fiend monster, 1500 or less attack. I'm sorry, a Fiend tuner. There was a combo I used to play that I can make a video on later that featured Phantom King Hydride. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work nowadays since Hulk got banned, but I know Hulk was kind of a problem card in a lot of decks, although it died for Auroradon sins, so whatever. Okay, here we go. So, Crimson Resonator plus any level 4, we're going to make Red Rising Dragon. Red Rising Dragon will go ahead and bring back Crimson Resonator now. Crimson Resonator will activate its effect, bring out Chain and Creation. Going to go ahead and do a triple tuning in order to synchro summon my red Supernova Dragon. Boom! 7,500 attack. And a quick effect banish of everything. Now, I try not to let myself get into these very dangerous situations because 200 life points is really not a good place to be in. Thankfully he scooped because, yeah, any kind of burn effect, any kind of direct attack, you know, this deck can be a little bit scary sometimes to play. Here comes the next one, guys. Excuse me, sorry. Alright, here we are in match number 2. A lot of the times in Master Duel, guys, honestly, I found it is easier to go ahead and prepare to go second than it is to go first. Because in Master Duel, it's the best of 1 format. So, whenever you are doing deck building, you have to build yourself for being able to go first and go second. It's kind of why this game is a little bit imbalanced at the moment. Sorry, I'm not really going into branded combos, honestly, guys. Branded is kind of all over the place in this game. And I can do a little explanation on it, but, you know, it's a very common combo. Basically, Aliber searches, you know, usually branded fusion, unless you're unlucky and they have branded fusion already, then they'll do branded in red. Use branded fusion or to send usually a Fallen Albaz and Despian Tragedy. Tragedy will add whatever Despia they want, usually another Aliber. Then use that to Brand Fusion will bring out Lubellion. Lubellion will then bring out Mirajade. Mirajade banish, and then send Albion. Albion will send to the graveyard in order to add Brandon Red. No biggie. So, thankfully he did use the effect, because, it allows me to actually have some plays. Tri-Brigade Mercure. Yeah, this is not really a Tri-Brigade card, guys. Don't be fooled by that. This is a Despia card. Anyway, so here we go. We're going to try to play the combo again. Fun fact, by the way, Brandon Red does not activate if you get rid of the target board. So remember that, guys. DD Crow and Call By are really important for this deck, because you banish that card that Brandon Red's trying to bring back and it does not resolve. And then you Call By the Despian Tragedy and it doesn't allow you to bring back the Brandon Red. Or their Brandon Red. Or the Brandon Fusion. Whichever one. So now, here is the combo for if you have an additional card here, guys. Actually, no, I'm sorry, guys, that was a lie. I decided not to overextend in this game, because another effect of Mirajade that makes it a real pain in the butt to play around. This card destroys everything that you control whenever it is sent to the graveyard. So unfortunately, you kind of have to account for that when you're making your plays. Now I'll be on the Shrouded Dragon. We'll send that to the graveyard. Anyway, so part of the reason to build for preparing to go second, guys, in this game. A lot of the time, your turn is going to be a turn by a coin toss, and in my experience, you tend to lose your coin toss more than not. At least in my personal experience, anyway. So you build your deck for being able to play going second, then you have better odds of actually winning your games. Because if you build your deck for always going first, then you don't really account for disruption or board breakers. So things such as Lightning Storm, or Raigeki, or Feather Duster, or Dark Ruler, or Droplet. A lot of those cards... Oh yeah, by the way, he decided to try to banish me. I appreciate what happened there, man. And then you're placed to Brandon in red. I have a questionable decision for you, sir. Brandon Red resolves first. And then he's going to go ahead and do a triple fusion for Ad Libitum of Despia, plus that, plus Lubellion and Mirajade. He's going to banish everything on the field. Ad Libitum, of course, is going to bring back the Mirajade, but whatever. We can play through that. Fun little thing, by the way, guys. If Guardian Chimera does not successfully summon, its effect does not activate because there's nothing to destroy for your... Well, actually, no, that's a lie. Yeah, the way this card resolves, guys, is you need to have cards on your opponent needs to have cards on their field in order to destroy for it to resolve. So kind of worked out nicely that I was able to banish my only card. Now we're going to attempt to go ahead and make some plays here. He's going to banish with the Mirajade. Cool. Gonna set a card, Here comes the red Supernova again. And it's just too much, man. This dragon's just way too strong. He can't keep up. Time limit win. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to this little game. Well, anyway, guys, so yeah, kind of the best deck building advice I can give you right now if you're kind of more into Master Duel and trying to get better rank play. Build your deck for being able to play second, because a lot of the time you're not going to go first. I mean, these last three replays have been going second. I built this deck with the intention of going second because, honestly, this deck loses really hard to Droplet, to, well, actually most decks do, but, you know, my dragons don't really have great protection on them from a lot of these generic outs. So, by going second, it gives me, I think, at least better odds. By the way, they got spooked. They saw the Crimson Resonator and said, nah. Alright, on to this one here. So, anyway, by building yourself to go second, you just are able to kind of, I don't know, you got better odds of actually being able to win some more games. But that's just, again, my personal opinion. So here we go, guys. Part of the reason why Red Dragon Archfiend isn't really a competitive deck, it's not very consistent. They don't have any kind of generic searcher cards to be able to get their level 4s on the board without having to jump through 1,000,001 hoops. So we are playing against branded Blue Eyes, which is kind of an interesting little build. It's kind of built half Blue Eyes, half branded, but it has a nice little synergy to it because it's a bunch of high-level light monsters, plus the branded, which is always just kind of a good engine. Thankfully, Max Z resolved here because I probably didn't have I definitely didn't have a playable hand here against this deck. So here comes Fallen Albaz, plus the little egg. He decides to make Albion here, which, is light, which makes sense. So Albion banishes from the graveyard most of the time just to make its summons in the Mirror Jade, compared to Libellion Returns. Also, shout out to Lightning Storm showing up because that made my life a lot easier just now. Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, he's probably going to be trying to do another fusion next turn. And then he's going to add Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Yeah, that card, guys, if you have room for it and you feel like you want to kind of do an auto include, I would suggest honestly adding a Blue Eyes Jet Dragon because it is not a Blue Eyes requirement to actually. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm speaking out of my butt here. You do need to have Blue Eyes in your field or graveyard in order to play it. So, if you have if you decide to play Blue Eyes, you kind of have to play Jet Dragon. But this card makes it so you can't destroy, or other monsters can't be destroyed while it's on. Other cards can't be destroyed while it's on the field. And at the start of the damage step, if it battles, you can target one card your opponent controls and return to the hand. Kind of a pesky card to get rid of if you if you're having to break a board. But Imperm just helps a lot. Imperm's another great card to include, by the way, guys. So anyway, yeah, my standard combo, but this time I decided to go for 2 Synchrons because when you have the extender in hand of any one of your Resonator monsters, either level 2 or Synchron or Chain, it allows you just to go ahead and extend your plays really nicely. So, in this case, because I got a Wish of Black Forest, I'll summon Red Resonator, get out Witch, go ahead and summon into Red Rising Dragon. Now, Witch, I'm just going to go ahead and... Witch almost feels like it is a Red Dragon Archfiend card because it's such a great advantage builder for this deck, guys, and that's why you kind of build your hand traps around it. In some cases you can play Veiler. I personally don't love Veiler. I feel like every time I play it, it kind of ends up as a brick in my hand or gets countered by Called By. But again, personal experience. So, alright guys. Yeah, another perk of Chaos Ruler because I got to do that ad. Got that was able to get another search on the field, and it's in level 8, so I can level 8 Dark Dragon. So I was able to make Hot Dragon Calamity here. Just go ahead and banish a couple of cards as well. That's the other cool thing. Red Dragon Archfiends don't really have a lot of recursions from the graveyard for their big boss monsters. Chaos Ruler kind of helps fix that. Also, Calamity just locks down your opponent for the turn. Can't activate any cards, and it does burn damage. So you leave anything in attack mode that has less than 4,000 attack, you're going to deal 4,000 damage. And then, of course, you got enough monsters on the field to clear up the board and go in for the kill. So, yeah, here we go, guys. Almost done with the replays. But I hope I can show off to you a little bit. Just, Red Dragon Archfiend can be a really strong deck when you open up well. And, it just kind of has a very high ceiling, but a very hard floor. Now when you get a hand like this is kind of what you like. In this case, I am going first because I got selected to go first. Prosperity, I'm banishing 3. Oh yeah, by the way, I also play Dark the Dark Trauma. A lot of people may not get it because this is a Dark Dragon Link deck, or a Dark Dragon Synchro. Dark Dragon Synchro deck. But this card is basically, you get Red Resonator plus any dark, either Crimson or Synchron, then you're good to go. By the way, some of y'all may be wondering, why didn't I summon anything? Why didn't I do anything turn 1? Numeron. God, I hate Numeron. You know, basically, my whole goal experience was centered around, you got Numeron, you have to hope they can't OTK you, because God, Numeron is annoying. So, for those of you who don't know what Numeron is, basically this card allows you to summon, you know, you get Numeron Network, you don't control any cards, you can send Numeron Calling to the graveyard. Thank God for Max C, by the way. At least in this format. I feel like Max C doesn't need to get banned, guys, because it really does make the game unhealthy. I mean, it feels bad when you're having to play second and then they max C you. Kind of had to wonder a bit here. So anyway, before I get into any kind of max C spiel, guys, because you probably heard it a million times. Numeron Gates. This thing battles, by the way, with Numeron Calling, it makes it so that these cards can't be destroyed by battle this turn. Or actually, I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah. The Numeron Gates can't be destroyed by battle. And Numeron Network makes it so that Numeron Xyz monsters can activate their effects without detaching material. Because normally you have to detach. And then double the attack of all Numeron monsters you currently control. But only if it battles an opponent's monster. So, when in doubt, guys, if you get picked going first, you can roll the dice and hope that you don't get Numeron. But you can also just do nothing and hope that you don't face, you know, that stupid Break 8 deck. But just by dumb luck, it seems like every time I always get Numeron. So I've kind of reverted to, okay, I'm just going to not play anything. But it makes it so that unless they pull limiter removal, they physically cannot OTK you with Numeron cards. And for some reason, he summoned Ascended of Thunder. I've never seen that in Numeron. But anyway. So he's going to go ahead and attack me. Boom, boom, boom. Like I said, not even close to an OTK, guys. About 17 or 1300 off. And then somehow decides to do a set. I kind of wonder what he was doing there. But we're going to activate Crimson Res. There we go. We're going to activate Dawnwalker. Just send Gamma to the graveyard. I really love Gamma in this deck too, guys. I'll explain that to you in a minute. There we go, Chaos Ruler again. The OCG banned this card, and I'm a little, or I'm sorry, I think it was the TCG banned this card. And I'm a little scared that they might do it in Master Duel, to be honest with you, because it is such a great card for my deck, and if it has to die for other people's sins, then I might be a little bit sad. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very useful card in my deck because it gives me so much advantage and recursion that I just wouldn't have otherwise. So let's just hope that that isn't the case. Anyway, so there are times in the deck where you just want a normal Summon Chain Resonator because it allows you to get an extra level 2 on the field. Then, you know, you got Wandering King in the hand. Boom, allows you to bring back monster. Red Resonator. This little guy. Really great when you have other level 4s in your hand. Really bricky when it's not. But this card is useful because not only is it a free level 6 a lot of the time, you know, as long as you get the right hand. But when this is special summoned, you know, for instance, off a Red Rising Dragon, you can target any monster on the field and gain life points equal to its attack. So now watch my 1300 go up to 8300. There was a duel I'd played a while ago where I was able to bolster myself all the way up to, God, was it 15,000 or something absurd like that? Anyway, yeah, Red Supernova Dragon just run over the Ascended Thunder and win the game here, guys. Okay, so here we go. Next duel here. Sorry, guys, just let me check my time here, because I got so much time here. Okay, so if I remember right, this is a match against Sword Soul. And this duel may not end the way that you think. So, Desires. I personally think this card should be banned. Desires is way too easy to use in a lot of these more heavy meta decks in order to extend their combos and really get some easy plays. And in Sword Soul, when you play 3 copies of everything you can play 3 copies of, plus, you know, you want to have cards banished for, what was his name? The big boy. It's just really not a negative for this deck. So anyway, here comes your standard Sword Soul combo. Gonna, you know, Ashuna, Monk, Milyi, into Chiao. You know, you use a Yugioh, so you got the extra mill from the deck. Get Long Yun. And this is why I play Nibiru, guys, because honestly, I think I'd be dead here if I didn't have Nibiru in hand. Because that might have been a Resonator, but unless I get Crimson, I can't use Gamma. So Gamma is really great for a couple of reasons. But Gamma is also kind of bricky because you kind of have to be careful. You know, you get a monster in your field and you're kind of screwed. Which is kind of an argument to also not play Nibiru. But Nibiru is just really helpful a lot of the time. So anyway, you know, as Sword Soul do, they have extenders, and he's going to play Draco Berserker, the Tenyi. He's going to activate Vashuda, and for some reason return my Nibiru. Not smart, guys. Really not the smart move. And then, there it is. Crimson Res, guys. So we're going to activate Crimson Res. He's going to negate with his Tenyi, and he doesn't know. There's the Gamma. By the way, Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, guys. Really useful card if you ever really want to just have a good level 8 that can just generically banish a card. Because upon a monster activation, you can just banish it, which is a nice little effect. So now, of course, here comes Max D Challenge. I've decided already that I'm going to play through it. I'm going to activate Chaos Ruler, try to get Search. Infinite Imperm, of course, because why not? He just has Imperm, I guess. Boom. That's fine. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and activate Crimson Res. See if we can get Red Supernova on the field. Nope. Here comes his own Nibiru. Oh, the rock. Boom. Another rock. Of course, you can't get over this rock, so it's, hey, whatever. Gonna activate Chaos Ruler, banish a Light in the Dark. There it is. Just gonna go ahead and do a quick Synchro Summon into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Really great card, guys. If you have a way to make Chaos Ruler, you hopefully have a way to make Abyss. You know, it's just a once per turn, base up, quick effect, negate of a card on the field. And then it also can allow you to special summon a tuner from the graveyard. I decided to hold off on that because he has Max C and I didn't want to give him any more card advantage. I felt pretty good though, because unless he managed to pull out Barone, I have Nibiru, so I have a way to be able to break his board. Sword Soul Emergence. Of course, at this point I'm thinking to myself like, uh-oh, he has Long Yawn. Even at 2, this card's a menace, guys. I really wish that they would put that either to 1 or maybe get Emergence reduced or, you know, do something. Oh yeah, Cheng Ying. That's the one. Yeah, Cheng Ying. Part of the reason why Desires needs to be banned, guys, because that guy instantly becomes 4,000 attack. Of course, his head's not summon Barone for some reason, even though he knew I had Nibiru. Like, sir. Now he's gonna go ahead and banish, circle, add. Notice the number of cards in the deck, guys. 8. Gonna activate Vashuda, special summon it. Activate Ashuna. Special summon from the deck. 7 cards now. Gonna summon Baxia. Destroy a card, or I'm sorry, spin the card. Go for some damage. End his turn. 7 cards in the deck. I'm going, alright guys, we can do this. Activate Crimson Res. He activates Max C, yo! He did it! He activated the Max C! Y'all can probably assume how this match is gonna end. Get as many special summons in as we can right now. Ash it, activate Call By. I think he realized that he screwed up, guys. Activate that, get him for a ton of life points. Thank you, Max C, or thank you, Red Resonator. Get Red Rising. Get a Veiler it. Relax Barrel information, guys. Here comes Chaos Ruler. Let's do another quick searchy search. Another Wandering King. Boom. And that's it. Deck out by Max C, guys. Okay, my last replay here. Yep, we're good. Okay, here we go. Going second, guys. I think, yeah, Dark Lord Despia is what this was. Thank God for Ash, man. In case you guys didn't know, Ash stops Brandon Fusion. Stop Brandon Fusion. Brandon probably ain't doing it too much. Of course, he had the call by, though, which is kind of rough sometimes, but it's okay. Also, another reason to play Infirm, guys. They can't chain block it. Of course, for some reason, he didn't chain block here anyway, because, you know, you have to wonder. Alright, Infirm. Engage the Lubellion. Not always works, guys. If he has Brandon Red, you're kind of screwed here, but got lucky. Then, of course, they're going to use Tragedy. Go ahead and add Luber, but he already normal summoned Ukoback. And that's it. Now, all I have to do, guys, is I gotta do a deep dive. Part of the reason why Prosperity is so good is it allows you to dig through 6 cards in your deck if you decide to go that deep. There it is, Crimson Res. That's what we needed. Boom. Yeah, the only thing that would have screwed me up with my day here is if he had Nibiru. Red Rising, go ahead and special summon back. Or actually, he goes screwed up my day with Ghost Bell too. Chaos Ruler. Gonna do another little searchy search. Which is Black Forest. There we go. He just skipped up after that, guys. Too much advantage. Can't handle it. There we go, guys. There's my replays